Welcome back. A lot of damage from this week's storm was caused by falling tree limbs, and some trees that remained intact suffered damage of their own. So, what should homeowners do to protect themselves, their property, and their neighbors before the next storm hits? Well, our garden expert, Derek Thomas, with Thomas Landscapes, joins us now with that. What is your Twitter handle, sir?
It's at Thomas Garden Guy. So follow me on Twitter, and we've got great tips about how to protect your trees and other things like that.
Okay, let's do some of the highlights now.
Well, right now it's all about cleanup, you know, and my heart goes out to all of the people in New York and New Jersey who were affected by this storm. It's, you know, devastating, but what we can do with our plants, you know, that's what I really want to let the viewers know. And, you know, what you've got to start doing is, first you've got to start assessing the damage right now. You may see that there's a big limb on your tree that maybe looks fractured or something like that. Get an expert tree person if it's too big. If you can actually see that the limb has been broken, or don't, you know, I saw this after the derecho. People had taken string and tried to tie the tree limb back together. Don't do that, because the tree will heal itself, but it will be a weakened limb for future storms.
Oh, okay.
And so, you know, if it needs to be cleaned off, make clean cuts on the tree. When you're using pruning shears and stuff, make sure the pruning shears are, you know, good pruning shears. And I also saw this just yesterday. There was a guy with a small chainsaw cutting up a limb that had fallen, and his son's running around behind him. Put that over to the professionals. You know what I mean? Bite the bullet. Go ahead. If you've got some tree damage, get a professional involved. Get somebody that's licensed and insured involved to take care of this. Now, what can we do for the future? One of the things that I want to stress to the viewers, this little baby ginkgo here. Okay, this guy, you'll see him at nurseries. It's a cute 1-foot tree. In less than a year, it's going to become over a 2-foot tree. Now, one of the things that you want to take care when you're picking out a small tree like this, know the tree. Ginkgos are notorious for limb damage in storms. Oh, okay. So you don't stop planting.
The limbs are weaker, or? The
limbs are weaker. They will snap off in storms. They will become projectiles. They're beautiful trees. They have a beautiful yellow color that they'll turn in the fall. The other thing that you want to look for is look for a straight trunk. This tree right here has a very crooked trunk. This trunk is never going to get straight, and that's going to become a weakened link in a future storm. The other thing is to stop planting big trees. This tree, here it is a couple of years later.
So this is another ginkgo.
This is another ginkgo, just a few years later, and it's now almost a 6-foot tree.
And you know what? Can I say one thing? That sneaks up on you.
It sneaks up on you. It
I've got a tree,
quickly, right?
I was looking at pictures at my house. I had a tree that was this tall, and now it's a big tree.
I know. And stop planting trees like this within 100 feet of your house.
That's a big tip.
You can plant dogwoods. You can plant Yoshino cherries, like what are around the tidal basin. Plant medium-sized trees closer to your home.
Bigger trees farther away.
Bigger trees farther away if you have the property. And the other thing is, a tree like this is not one that I would plant in any case, because this tree does not have a proper lead. What the lead is it's the middle trunk that comes up, and right here there's been some kind of damage that happened, and now it's got 4 or 5 different parts of the tree that are vying to be the lead. What's going to happen is all of these may end up branching off on their own, and then you've got more of a scarecrow tree.
Top heavy.
As it becomes top heavy. Excellent, Tony. And in the future, it's going to give you problems. So what you can do with something like this, you can attempt to give it back a principal lead by taking this out. And I know this seems kind of harsh, but take this out like this. The tree is still a juvenile tree, and that's another tip that I give the viewers. Prune your juvenile trees properly. This tree will be able to heal itself on this. This will now become the stronger lead, and you still have a chance of having this tree become a really nice, straight, strong tree.
Excellent. That is very helpful. That is good stuff.
But when in doubt, consult an expert, because these big trees, they're beautiful. We need them. But around your home, start thinking about planting smaller trees. And Pepco has also got some really great tips on what to plant for medium-sized trees.
All right, we'll check it out. Twitter handle one more time.
At Thomas Garden Guy.
There you go. Allison, back to you. Great stuff.
Thank you, fellas.